I just see something dart by?
Having the doctor gone benefits him as well as us.
Oh, dottore. Ya está Nahida.
Amazing. So this is how it feels to walk out of that cage with my own body.
Chico,
Yeah.
ahí está, ahí está. Personaje que todos quieren.
Hey. Make yourself at home.
La ulti sí que es la hostia.
Yeah. But now doesn't seem to be the time to indulge in this
Es la última grande que hay en el juego. Sara Layla. Esta no sé si es support. Creo que es support. Con escudos. Oh, esto de potasio de dentro.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
¿Quién habla?
So,
Oh,
you think this is
SCARAMOUCHE.
over?
¿Tiene cables detrás?
Wait. No. I can't.
¿Qué pasa?
That's the secret hidden by Ermin's soul concerning the truth of this world.
The balladeer has already become a god?
No wonder your own people have abandoned you, God of wisdom.
Ole. Esto pinta bien.
At my command,
Hostia, SCARAMOUCHE
you
como
shall
boss.
fall. My endless cycle.
Controlando ahí
Your
un mecha, como
ploy
sea.
was to sacrifice the traveler here, was it not?
Nilu,
¿Ese
are you
quién es?
sure
Ah,
about
Nilu.
this? You're taking such a great risk for them.
I must admit that I'm a little scared.
Hostia, pedazo bicho, será
I'll try my best
gigantesco.
for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hifem's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Brothers, let's show them we Eremites are not to be messed with.
Wizar, you've betrayed all of Sumeria.
¿Cómo vas a matar al boss?
Betrayed its Archon.
¿Le pegan los pies o le subes así? Quiero verlo cómo será.
Creating a god. We are using human wisdom to create a god.
Es
Let us
gigantesco.
reenact the scene of the Archon War. Come and inaugurate my birth as a god.
Wow. A casa Pulset. No sé qué cachar Flamer Rise, algo así. Oh, pinta bien. Ahí está el primer código. Aunque estos códigos no valen, son globales, si no recuerdo mal. Debajo del vídeo pondré los códigos buenos. Tened en cuenta que esos códigos duran 24 horas como máximo, incluso menos a veces. A ver si enseñan más. Queremos ver más. Al final al personaje le han nerfeado visualmente la Nahida esta, no sé por qué. Bueno, la han nerfeado, la han quitado. Animaciones. Y mucha gente estuvo quejándose. Por eso. Por una parte está bien, por otra parte me da igual.
So, we've got
Balladeer
Oh,
boss
new
battle.
boss, tío. SCARAMOUCHE.
this boss looks tough.
Mola,
The doctor
tío,
must
el
have put a
diseño.
lot of his energy into this.
Yeah, the Balladeer has lots of strong and awesome looking abilities, so why don't we
diseño's
start by
got-
checking out some gameplay from the new boss battle? Sounds good. Woo!
Ahí está. Oh, temazo. Ahí está. Y era por fases, supongo, ¿no? Porque sabéis, lo he visto de pie. Oh, temazo, Con la música siempre lo hacen bien, no sé cómo. Está más tiempo esquivando que pegándole, tío.
Oh, wow, just look at the size of it.
Pinta bien
Pretty
el
sure
boss,
this boss is going to push travelers
Pinta
to
muy
the
bien.
limit.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that thing is huge. And come to think of it, this is like the third Fatui Harbinger boss battle we've had. They really keep stepping up the art and design every time.
Lo
It's
único malo que va a
awesome.
tener que para
so
subir a Nahida full
This is an ultra powerful
las
puppet we're
habilidades
going
en
up
el primer
against
día
here.
no se va
So
a
we're
poder.
talking huge attacks and epic moves. Let's
Porque
break it
pedirá
down
lo
a
del
bit.
boss este,
In the
seguro.
first phase of the battle, the Balladeer will use his massive arms to attack everyone.
Bam.
The arms are capable of utilizing different elemental powers, and there are several types of abilities,
Incluso el boss
including
parece
attacks
tan
that create fields
overpower,
of burning or freezing
tan
effects
roto
on the
que
ground.
hacerlo solo no
Oh,
sería,
you know what? This fight kind of reminds me of when we fight Ruin Guards.
no se vería
I
bien
think we'll have to
incluso.
come up with a way
Que
to
tú solo hagas un
paralyze
boss
it.
así.
Right. And you might have noticed there are some arcane formations on the ground, so activating those might trigger some interesting
Me
effects.
gusta mucho el
And
diseño
I
del
bet a
boss.
lot of people are wondering
Me
what that thing is
recuerda
floating
algo,
next
no
to us.
sé, a un
Not gonna lie, is kind of cute.
anime de esos
Oh,
con mechas
maybe
o
it's a
algo así.
Paimon reskin.
Sorry, but no. Not only is it super cute, but
Tipo
it's also super powerful.
Evangelion o cosas así.
Travelers will need to charge energy for this little helper and use its special skill to counter the boss in battle.
A helper in a boss fight. Yeah, that's definitely not Paimon.
Y otra cosa que
Once the Balladeer has transformed into this massive form, our usual attacks won't deal any tangible damage to him. So, the only thing capable of breaking through his defenses will be our little helper that we just mentioned. There will even be some moments in the fight where travelers will need to use an aiming mode to attack the boss's weak points.
Oh, who'd have guessed that little thing
espero
would be
que no
so
pidan
important against a boss the
un
size of the
personaje dentro
Balladeer.
para hacer el boss,
I know,
porque
right?
si no
They
será
also
un
use some
coñazo.
amazing special effects for all of the Balladeer's moves. Speaking of which, the cosmic appearance, the spacey special effects of his skills really kind of remind me of the Raiden Shogun skills.
Ah, you're right.
Wow.
And seriously, I can't
Ah,
wait to
dice que
check
la
out
parte de
this
atrás
new boss
recuerda
fight. I'm
a
so
Raiden
hyped.
según
Yeah.
su
So now
habilidad
that we've covered the new
elemental.
boss battle, I think it's
Ahí
time to
está,
introduce the
Nahida.
first of our new playable characters coming in version 3.2. Let's welcome Lesser Lord Kusanali, aka Nahida. Yay!
Hey, finally!
After everything we've experienced in the story so far, I think Nahida's already like a good friend to us. It's seriously so crazy what we've been through.
Aw,
A
I'm
ver
so
que
happy
enseñe
to
un poco
hear you
más
say
del
that, Zach.
Arconte.
Okay, so throughout our journey, maybe everyone's already noticed some of the unique, yeah, let's call it that, unique metaphors that Nahida likes to use. And yeah, they can be pretty out there. Or sometimes she'll use really childlike language to describe some deep or profound idea.
500 years. Just makes me upset just thinking about it.
Con
But
este ya
I'm sure
serían
everything
4
will work out
Arcontes. Ya
sooner or later.
podemos hacer un equipo full
If
Arcontes ya con
travelers
la
would like to
Nahida.
spend more time with Nahida,
Oh,
check out the
puede ser
quest to
bastante
learn more.
bueno, ¿eh?
It's nice that we'll get to spend more
Tienes
time
a
with her.
Raiden,
But I want to see
a
Nahida
Zogi
in
que te pone
battle.
escudos,
What you got for us, Kimberly?
Nahida que te pone en
Oh,
la
I've got
jaula
lots
esa,
to share. But
Venti
before we
los
get to that,
junta y
let's have a
Raiden
quick
los
peek at
revienta a
Nahida in
todos
action.
con la ulti.
What they
Puede
say
ser
is true.
Ahí va las
You have
skills,
to
a ver
see
qué
the
tal.
world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
Su ataque básico no me gusta nada, la animación esa.
Grow, grow, grow! The Temple of Wisdom!
La ulti sí me gusta, y la elemental. Yo la quiero más para hacer reacciones elementales, más que como main DPS o algo así. Pero enseñar más, tío.
Look at her.
I love her!
Aw, little Nahida is so cute. I love how she hops around when she's fighting. Oh, and her swing too. So, what's that skill that looks like she's using a viewfinder or something? That seems pretty different.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
A
start
ver
with her
aquí, mucho mejor.
viewfinder-ish kind of skill, which is actually her elemental skill.
Es
As a
bastante
catalyst
rápida, hay que
user,
decirlo.
Nahida's combat style is pretty
Eso sí
unique.
mola.
You may
Lo
cast her
marcas
elemental skill by
con
tapping
dedo a
the skill
todos.
button, or
Ah,
you may hold the button
También
to
los
enter
une
an
o algo
aiming
así,
mode.
¿no? Sí, los une.
Opponents who are selected while aiming will be linked
O
by
por estar
Nahida's
roto
special
eso,
mark. After you trigger elemental reactions on opponents who are linked,
Más si haces
and when
daño a
they take
uno
damage from
y
dendro
lo hace a
cores,
los otros también.
Nahida will unleash Tri-Karma Purification, dealing dendro damage.
Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, I
No,
love
no,
how
por
it's
estar
like
roto,
connecting the enemies together.
Outside of combat,
Comparten
Nahida
daño
can
si
use
los
her
unes
elemental
así.
skill and enter the aiming mode we just mentioned to interact with
Puede estar
certain
muy roto,
harvestable
Pues si
items,
comparten
allowing
daño,
her to collect items
tú los
directly to the
unes,
inventory from a
tiras
distance.
de
Whoa,
cazuja que le
wait.
une
Being
otra
able to
vez,
harvest materials like that is gonna
o
be so
y
cool.
pegas a los
That'll
tres a
really
la
save us
vez,
some time.
Yeah,
todos
this
comparten el mismo
skill may
daño.
also have some additional uses,
Eso,
so
también a los
travelers will have
NPCs,
to
¿eso
give it
para
a
qué
try
es?
themselves and see.
¿Para qué es eso?
Ooh, okay.
Nahida's elemental burst is where things get really interesting.
Me interesa el
Upon unleashing
elemental,
her burst,
Por
Nahida
esta
manifests the Court of Dreams, expanding a special field.
That's
roto
pretty
también.
amazing. The effect really does look like some
Eso que
royal
los une
court or
habrá que
palace.
verlo muy bien.
Yeah,
Si
different
comparten
effects will
daño.
be produced based on whether there are pyro, electro,
Pero
and
como
hydro
compartan
characters in
daño
the party.
estaría
While
rotísimo.
Nahida is within the special field, a pyro member in the party will increase the damage of Tri-Karma Purification.
Mira, Kiki.
An electro
No,
party
Kiki
member
no,
will
esa es
decrease the
Cle.
intervals at which
¿Qué digo?
Tri-Karma Purification is triggered, and a hydro party member will cause
Pues
the
para hacer
duration of the
reacciones
field to be
elementales es
increased.
God, tío. Mira.
If there are at least
Yo
two
la
party
quiero
members of the
ponerla con
elemental types I
Raiden.
just mentioned, then the effects will be
Y
increased
otros dos
further.
más. Pero con
This is
reacciones
blowing my mind
elementales
right
es
now.
God.
We'll really have to focus on which effects we want to achieve and put some thought into our team's composition.
Right? A key thing to remember is that these effects can be triggered while Nahida is not on the battlefield, as long as the active character remains in the special field radius.
Nice. Also, in addition to
Quiero ver
Nahida,
esto, tío,
we
lo
have
del-
one other
lo que los
character joining
conecta.
us in version 3.2.
That's right.
A ver si de verdad
She's a
comparten daño.
very peculiar
Esta
academia
Layla.
student. Her name is
Esta no la
Layla.
he visto mucho.
Most days we'll look at Layla in combat.
Sweet.
Even when we're not looking
Bien,
up
bien.
at the stars, they're always there. Watching us.
Ah, ¿lleva una espada?
My guiding stars.
No sé, me encaja un poco, pero bueno.
Stars, shine for me.
Parece que es su ulti. No.
It almost looks like she's sleeping while being protected by the shield.
This shield not only protects
Ataque
Layla,
básico
but also
se ve
creates
poco
night
extraño.
stars while it
Oh.
is active. When a character protected by the shield
Oh.
uses an elemental skill,
¿Qué?
more night stars will be created. Once
Te
4 night
mulle de un
stars have been
escudo que
accumulated,
puedes congelar
they
a
will
la gente
transform
pegándole
into
así.
homing shooting stars, dealing damage to any opponent's hit.
Sí, algo así.
Ah, night stars.
Como
I
Dion
love
o
how
algo
her
así,
skills
¿no?
have a
Pero
starry
mucho mejor.
theme. It ties into her studies.
Yeah, throughout the skill's duration, each time a night star is accumulated, the shield strength will increase. This effect can stack up to a maximum of 4 times.
No le entendía muy bien su
Layla's elemental
elemental.
burst unleashes a dream sphere that constantly fires starlight slugs at
Parece un
opponents within
escudo,
its
pero
AoE, while also
que va
generating
pegando
night
como si
stars for
no
Layla's
pegas tú
shield.
también.
As a talented Ratawa his student, Layla also comes in handy when crafting.
Para hacer
When
reacciones
Layla crafts
elementales,
character
¿sabes?
talent materials, she has a set chance to receive double the product.
Ah, nice.
Sweet. Anyway, when can travelers
Cuidado.
expect to see these new characters available in-game?
Great question. That brings us to our
A
new
ver,
event
fase
wishes.
1,
In the
Nahida
early
y
part of version
Yoimiya.
3.2, Nahida and Yoimiya will be available. In the later part of the version,
Y fase
we'll be
2,
seeing rerun event wishes for
Yaimiko
Yaimiko and
y
Tartaglia,
Tartaglia.
and
Y Layla
will become
también.
available for the first time. Also, a new 5-star weapon,
Ah,
1,000
tío, no lo han
floating
puesto.
dreams, will be
Layla tenía
appearing
que
in the
estar
new
con
weapon
Nahida,
event
tío.
wish.
Pero bueno.
Oh, nice. By the way, I've heard that Layla's been getting ready recently to participate in
Ese es el arma
Sumeru's
que
Beast
lleva
Tamer tournament.
Nahida.
But before we get into that, I think it's
Layla
time
tiene
for
que
us to
estar con
take another
Nahida,
break.
tío.
We'll be back with the
No en
latest
la-
info
en la
on
segunda
events
fase.
coming in the
Pero bueno.
version update.
Sigh, no
Si no lo ponen así, nadie tiraría por Chinde y compañía.
Sigh, no.
Tartaglia.
Alright, that's enough.
Mejor dicho. Oh, el segundo código. Sigo avisando los códigos, los pondré abajo al final. Mola el boss de SCARAMOUCHE. Me pregunto si al final pelearemos directamente contra él.
Welcome back to the version 3.2
Oh, aquí
special
vienen los
program,
eventos.
everyone.
Otra
Next, we'll
corona.
take a look at some of the new
Oh,
events
te dan
for the
el
coming
este al
update.
Dory gratis.
An amazing fungus competition is
bien,
about to
porque
begin
no
in the
la
lands of
tenía.
Sumeru. Not
Tampoco es
only
que me
has it
interesaba
attracted
mucho,
local
pero bueno.
competitors from Sumeru, but
La
also
tendrá ahí y ya
spectators
está.
from other nations.
Fungus
Una
competition?
corona otra vez.
How does that even work? Aren't fungi dangerous? They're always attacking us in the wild.
I know it sounds a little weird, but you'll love it.
Pinta
In
bien,
this
pinta bien.
contest, participants will use a special gadget called a wisdom orb to catch
Últimamente
and
los
train their
eventos se
fungi
lo están sacando,
and participate in battle events.
El al 3 desde la
Although the fungi
3.0
often pose as little troublemakers
no hay
for us
casi
in the
ningún
wild,
día
using this gadget
sin
will allow
eventos.
travelers to establish a certain level of communication.
Es
with them.
evento tras
Okay,
evento,
so,
evento tras evento.
I
No
catch
pasas
and
ningún
train
día
a
sin tener un
jade
evento
bloom
que
terror
hacer.
shroom, then I should be pretty much
Y se
unstoppable,
nota
right?
un montón.
Oh no, come on, that wouldn't be fair.
Incluso se nota
In
tanto
this
que
event,
casi todo el mundo,
travelers will be able to sneak up
si
on
ha guardado
fungi in some
protogemas,
certain
tendrá para
areas to
tirar
catch them.
para Nahida.
Unfortunately, the Jade Plume Terror Shroom is not one of those areas,
Entre
Kimberly.
los eventos y...
If you end up startling them,
¿Y el
they'll
abismo?
flee until they are outside a set distance.
After catching different kinds of fungi, you can follow Paimon's suggestion and give them cute names. But
Aunque
most
este no parece
importantly, you
algo
will have to
reciclado.
train your fungi.
That sounds fun.
Travelers will have to use
Parece
special
totalmente nuevo.
floral jelly ingredients to mix and form blends that your fungi enjoy and unlock
¿Qué hay que
their
hacer?
true potential. While mixing
¿Coleccionar
ingredients,
plantas
use
o algo
copy,
así, o?
switch, and rotate functions, and place a preset formula you have in the corresponding spot.
Oh, looks kind of like jelly. I bet Paimon's gonna be all over that.
Hey, Paimon wouldn't ever do that!
Well, I can tell why you didn't book that role.
And with all these different kinds of fungi, they should have different abilities,
Pinta
right?
bien.
Yeah,
No está
so
mal.
to work on their abilities, we'll use something called the Special Training Mode. In this mode, there will be two challenge types, Coordinated Assaults and Zone Defense. Travelers will be able to command their fungi's abilities,
Oh, mira, es
have
que
them
también-
coordinate their attacks
Y
against
eso
a
también es
single
otra
target,
cosa, que
and
muchos
control them
eventos
to
también
defend the
tienen de,
leyline monolith.
de pelea
Oh, they're so
y
cute.
se nota también.
This is gonna be so much fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither. As for the rewards, in addition to primo
Les
gems
haces
and
que
various
peleen entre
materials,
ellos.
once travelers have reached a certain phase of the event, they will also be able to summon the great and almighty merchant, Dory.
And
Está bien.
Layla will be appearing in the event storyline.
Y te dan un
as well
personaje
as a
gratis,
familiar
una
visitor from
corona,
another nation.
protogemas,
Any
para
idea
subir
who it could be?
talentos,
Supposedly a
para subir personajes.
fungi.
¿Qué más?
Okay,
No
I
te
see
puedes
what you
quejar.
did there. I respect it. Let's leave that for travelers to discover themselves in the event.
Come on, guys, fun guy.
Okay, next up we have a change of pace with an all-new
Otro
Trials
evento
event.
más.
For this event, travelers will have to use characters' special abilities to
Más
complete
protogemas
specific
y más para
objectives.
subir personajes.
For example, you may have to knock slimes into the
¿Esto
goal
qué
by
es?
triggering
¿Fútbol?
an overloaded reaction with Yen phase
Fútbol
and
en
phase
Genshin,
attacks, or
metiendo
use Yeon's elemental skill
slime
to move
en la
quickly
pautería.
and dodge giant pinballs. Here are some
¿Esto
others.
qué es?
Use Xiao's plunging attack to send
está
platforms back
bastante
to the
bien.
ground, or use Beto's elemental skill
Oh,
to hit
mira,
the ball.
béisbol o algo así, ¿no?
This sounds like some pretty unusual training.
Yeah,
parecido.
and to make things even more interesting, this event will support co-op gameplay.
Oh, this sounds like it'll be a lot of fun to watch. But what about objectives for characters that maybe we haven't unlocked yet?
No worries, we got you covered. All the corresponding characters will be provided as trial characters in the
Son
challenges.
eventos que incluso que para jugar cooperativo mola,
In addition
mola
to these
bastante.
events, version 3.2 will also feature an event for our players to put
Otro
their skills
evento
to the
más.
test. This time, we'll have a new edition of the Hypostatic Symphony event.
Es que últimamente con los eventos lo
So,
están
what
haciendo muy
changes
bien.
can travelers expect this time around?
The most notable change, of course, will be the addition of the new Dendro Hypostasis. That's right, the last member of the Hypostasis family will be officially landing in version 3.2.
Supongo que esto
Besides serving as a
lo
new
necesitaremos
open-world
para
boss,
subir a
the Dendro
Nahida
Hypostasis will also be busy
la ascensión.
performing alongside its fellow Hypostases in the
Para desbloquearlo para
Hypostatic
subir más de
Symphony
nivel.
event.
This time around, travelers
El
will be
primer
facing
día la gente aquí
challenges
lo va a estar
featuring the
quemando.
Dendro, Cryo,
Pero este es un evento,
Pyro,
parece
and
que es un
Hydro
evento.
Hypostases.
Este evento
Before
creo que
each
ya lo
challenge,
vimos, uno parecido.
travelers may select a buff effect to use. However, as you increase the difficulty, the number of uses will decrease and the enemies will become more challenging. so it'll be super
Sí,
important for
ya lo vimos,
travelers to
aparece.
plan the right moment to use these effects.
So what options do we have once we run out of buffs?
Travelers will still be able to use food and potions from their
Lo bueno que
inventory.
está para
If
que
you're
cada uno
aiming to
ponga su
just collect all
dificultad
the
y lo haga y ya
Primogem
está.
rewards, then don't worry. You won't need to up the difficulty too much.
Okay, good to know. Whew.
I, for one, will definitely not be
Usa
upping the
mucho a
difficulty.
Yato, y eso que lo tengo no lo uso
Just like
demasiado.
before, you may tackle the challenges together with your friends
Ni lo
once
tengo
they
ni
have joined
equipado
your
a
world.
Yato.
Great.
Bueno, lo tengo
We can help
equipado,
each other
pero...
out.
Oh, yeah.
Now
No es
that we've
con su
covered
mejor
the
equipo.
challenge event, let's take a quick look at a couple more casual events coming our way in the new update. First, we'll be finding inspiration for an illustrator in the Outside the
otro evento
Canvas
más.
Inside the Lens event. And once again,
Sí.
we'll be working together with Lieben in
Llevan
marvelous
4, ¿no?
merchandise.
O 5.
It's also worth mentioning here that some optimizations have been made for the photo event this time around.
No me
Everyone
quejo,
will be
pero
able
a mí
to
me
select
gusta
from some
porque
preset
evento
angles
es igual a
and can make
protogemas.
use of the rotate and focus functions to take better pictures.
That's great.
While you're out taking pictures, you may run into some interesting storylines along the way. So be sure not to miss Outside the Canvas, Inside the Lens.
Man, I love these kinds of events. Sign me up.
Yeah, me too. In addition to all these new events, we also have some news on system-related updates and optimizations. I'm really excited about the first of
actualización
these,
de la-
which is
de
regarding
la-
the Serenity Pot.
de la casa de
Starting with version
Serenita esa, a ver si lo
3.2,
cambian
the
un
Serenity Pot will be adding the long-awaited replication system.
Wow, that's super amazing.
Ah, puedes copiar... Oh,
This
no.
feature will allow travelers to use sharing codes to bring designs from other
Puedes
travelers'
copiar el
teapots
hosting de
and
otra persona y
implement them in
ponerlo
their
en
own,
el tuyo. Qué
or
triste, ¿no?
share their own teapot designs. I know there may be some travelers out there who have seen some amazing
Pero
teapot
está bien,
designs
para la
that
gente
they've
vaga
wanted to
como yo,
also create themselves,
que no me
but
moleste
didn't have the
ni,
ability or time to
ni en
make them.
decorarlo ni nada.
With this new function,
Copias
travelers
el de
will
otro
be
y lo
able to
pones en el
bring that
tuyo y
creativity
ala.
back to their own teapot or share their creativity with others.
Get ready to
Aunque
hit up your
sin
friends with
permiso y
amazing
eso,
teapot skills.
hostia.
Oh, I can't wait to see
Ala, como
everyone
mola la-
sharing their designs.
El escenario este, ¿no?
Especially with me.
¿Está en el juego ya esto?
Which brings us to our final update to share with everyone.
Es que yo la-
This one is regarding the game's available
En la casa esta
languages,
que entro
starting
solamente
with
para coger
version
las
3.3,
gemas y
which
comprarlas
will
en la
be the
tienda
update
nada más. Abajo pondré los 3 códigos para que lo podáis poner. Tenéis como mucho 24 horas desde que suba el vídeo. Incluso menos, He escuchado mucha gente decir que a los 18 horas lo quitan ahí para que la gente no pida protogemas.
battling the Dendro
Nahida jugable
hypostasis
y según
and, of
se habla
course,
por
the
ahí,
fabulous
SCARAMOUCHE también.
fungus frenzy, getting my little fungi and battling with them, and you know the teapot, the Serenity teapot.
La
I'm
verdad
so
que los
behind on my
leaks
teapot,
están
so
bien,
I can't
pero a
wait
veces
to
hacen daño.
hopefully get some designs from others, or at least get some.
Pero
get some
gracias a que
inspiration, from
los
getting
leaks la gente
another
guarda para
teapot
Nahida
design.
y para la otra,
And
Nilu,
just as we mentioned earlier,
casi la
even
gente no ha
though the
tirado.
Sumeru Archon
Seguro.
quest will be reaching its final chapter here,
Todo el mundo
it
sabía que
most
se venía
definitely
este
won't be the
personaje.
end of our journey in Sumeru.
Como saben que
In
viene un
our story this
arconte,
time,
todo el
we'll be
mundo como
encountering some
que
interesting and mysterious content, and I hope it will
pasa
be an
adelante yo.
amazing experience for all of our travelers. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon be with all of
Su
you.
elemental,
See
tío,
you in game,
tengo que
everyone.
verlo luego.
Bye.
See?
Oh, ¿así cierran? Oh, mamma mía. Bueno, aquí dejo el vídeo. Más tarde os dejo los códigos abajo. Adiós.